Hey, do you ever see those people who have like super clean decks? And it's like, did you moisturize your neck at all? I always make sure I moisturize my neck because I don't want a wrinkly neck because it really freaks me out. Like, it really makes me uncomfortable when I see wrinkly necks. I don't know what it is. If you can relate. So this is the end of my first semester at college, which is cool. Like, I kind of did that, honestly. College, it's been an adjustment. It's an entirely new microcosm of like people. It's a different environment. It's a different mindset. It's just very different. The difference between high school and college is that you kind of have to tailor your experience to what you want it to be in college. Whereas in high school, you don't really have that option, right? Like, you're doing all the right stuff. You're getting good grades. You're making sure, you're on top of your stuff. Like, that's all the same. But what's different is why. And it's a really big question. Like, why am I doing this? In high school, the answer is so I can get into college. When you get to college, it's like, oh, okay, so what's the bigger why? I'm not even talking about like figuring out what career specifically you want to do, but just what motivates you to get out of bed and do the work that you're doing. And that's been a really big adjustment. It's not even about going to college, it's just becoming an independent person. It's all about that. Why do you get out of bed? Why do you do what you do? I don't know if you can relate to that. I don't know, comment your stories down below. What just transitioning from a child into an adult, what have you had to come to terms with in terms of why you do what you do? I think personally, I've just always been, in terms of knowing what hoops to jump through and how to utilize the structure as it exists, I've been very good at that. Like, I know how to get my good grades. I know how to talk to teachers, how to navigate, a social environment when it comes to this hierarchy of someone who is good at it and is put in this position of power, and me. It's not a bad thing, that's not a good thing, but it's not really, that's not something that's aspirational, It's like, when I first signed up for my classes, I signed up for 22 credits. My teacher, last year, emailed him over the summer, and he was just like, don't do that. And I was like, why not? Like, I did IB, saying, like, I got this. Like, I know how to balance my work. I'm gonna do it. I got this. Like, I don't need you trying to tell me what I am capable of. I got it. I ended up dropping 6 credits, which is smart. And I didn't drop the credits because I was failing, because like I said, I'm good at jumping through these hoops. I'm good at navigating this academic landscape. Like, I know how to get good grades, and I was making A's in the classes I dropped. Like, I'm making A's in all of my classes, and that's not to brag, that's just to say I've been super lucky in terms of the kinds of things that I'm good at and the kinds of things that society wants us to be good at, right? So society wants us to be good at following orders. Society wants us to be good at listening to an authority, at putting our heads down and doing what we're supposed to do. Whatever going on up here, I'm just good at that. That's been beneficial in high school. But when it comes to going to college and to really utilizing your education for yourself, that's not a good skill at all. Like, it's good to be able to manage your academics, but it's not good if the only thing you know how to do is to follow orders. Like, that's not the point of college at all. At all. Like, the purpose of college, this is what I've learned over the duration of the semester, and this is why I dropped 6 credits, is to become the person you want to be and to learn exactly what it is you need to learn in order to become that person. I don't know why it took so long for it to click for me. Halfway through the semester, all of a sudden I was like, wait, I'm not really living a life, am I? Like this, I'm just continuing high school right now. Like, I'm not deciding what it is most important to me, am I? Like, I'm not tailor-making my education for myself. Like, I'm just, I mean, sure, I only took classes I was interested in, right? But taking on such a large volume of classes just because I can, I guess the question is, what kind of lifestyle do you want to be living? You know? Like, you don't take on all these classes just because. You take on the classes that add value to your life, that add knowledge. And if you're taking so many classes that you're not learning from all of them, then what is the purpose of you actually sitting in on that class? You know, it's not about being smart. It's not about being proficient. It's not about perseverance. Like, these are all qualities that are kind of secondary to the main focus of what your life is. And that main focus is whatever you decide it's going to be. And all those other qualities, they can help you reach that main focus. But what is it that you really want to be pursuing? And how do those other qualities help you achieve that? I really had to sit down and like, well, I do not want to be living a life where my entire life is working. Like, that's secondary to whatever it is I want to achieve with that life. Maybe I'll be a professor and my entire life ends up being work, but at least it's working towards something. Work in of itself is not a goal. It's just a step that gets you towards that goal. I don't like working all the time. I like to sleep. I like to get at least 7 hours of sleep a night. And if I have so much work that I cannot do that, why am I doing all that work? What is the purpose? Do I have to be doing all of this work? Am I in a situation in which it is absolutely dire that I do all of this work? In which case, keep going. That, for me, I mean, that was IB. Working non-stop, not sleeping, drinking coffee every morning. That was IB, and that was my only option at the time. I was in high school, and that was the program that I was completing. But just because it is something you are good at doing doesn't mean it is the thing that you need to be doing. Just because I was used to being in that position of which I had to work all the time doesn't mean that that is what I'm supposed to be doing. I guess the essential question to this video is, what is it that you're doing that you don't want to do? Why are you doing it? And how does that help you fulfill your ultimate purpose? Again, if you have to be doing it, like that's just what it is. But if you don't, why? I know, like, after I dropped those classes, I've just been having to get over feelings of being, oh, I'm so lazy, I could be working right now. I'm so, why am I wasting my time like this? Like, no, I'm not wasting my time. I'm sleeping. If that's important for my health. No, I'm not wasting my time. I'm enjoying my time. If enjoying yourself feels like a waste of time, I think everyone needs to reevaluate what it is they think is a good use of time. If work is the only thing that you think is a good use of time, then why is that? This video is just about questions. Why? Just why? Why? That's it. And that's all. Going to college, I've just learned to ask the question, why? Why am I doing this? Alright guys, that's all I had to say.